Well, hello, everybody. I've got Ben Sims here, President and CEO of Lifetime Christian Missions. It's a group that we've started working with, and I've asked Ben to join us here this afternoon. Just talk a little bit about what Lifetime does, what he does there, and super amazing group. I've just got involved with them over the last few months, and just an amazing the impact and the outreach that they have. Ben, thanks for joining me here today.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Bart, for having me. I ran across you guys in a roundabout way and saw one of your projects on Musana's website and just reached out to you. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really been cool getting connected with you guys because while we work on different things, we really share the same heart, and it's fun to come alongside a group, and it just feels like putting on that comfortable pair of shoes. I mean, we all seem to fit so well. So Ben, a lot of the people that work with me probably haven't heard of Lifetime. So first of all, tell them a little bit about who Ben is, like how long you've been there, your connection with them, just a little bit about that.
Yep. So I've been involved with Lifeline since 1980. 1980. Wow. This is our 40th anniversary year. So I went all the way back to the beginning. But I've only been involved since 1994 when I went on my first mission trip to Honduras. And then ended up on staff a few years after college around 2000. And really been volunteering and or on staff or on the board or different roles one way or another since 1994 there. And since 2016, I came back as president of Lifeline. So this is the 5th full year, I guess. So, and I basically took over for our founders who ran Lifeline for the first 35 years. So.
And where are you based out of?
Oh, that's a great question. I like to say everywhere, anywhere. So our main regional location is in Columbus, Ohio. That's where the official HQ would be. And then we also have an office here where I'm at today in this conference call in Denver, Colorado. And we have other regional locations we're opening up too as part of our ministry plan. So.
Oh, excellent. So tell them a little bit about the organization. What you guys, where your emphasis is.
So our big vision is to spark a life on mission for God, everyone, everywhere, which basically means to get people engaged with some form of mission work, and for that to become more of a lifestyle or a way of living rather than just something you do on Sunday if you go to church, or if you're a good-hearted person and you just serve with your business or something. So it's more of a life ambition, and for some people that could be all the way to serving full-time missionary somewhere, or it could be just your family thinking about others and serving in whatever way. And then we have permanent field locations where we work and have staff, and those locations I think of spark a life, really meaning like the kid who's educated in a school ends up becoming the doctor who's running a clinic and caring for other people. So thinking beyond yourself, living beyond yourself. And
I like that. I like that so much.
Yeah, that's really, so we have 5 causes. So that's really the first one, mobilization. And that's where I think you and I, Bart, hit it off real well right out of the gate.
Right.
It's kind of like we're all about mobilizing people to do something beyond themselves. So.
Excellent. So, I know that you do a lot with meals and meal packing, and that seems that I've heard a lot about that. In fact, church I go to is planning an event with you guys that everybody keeps calling me about. So,
yeah, well, hopefully that'll be scheduled as scheduled, huh?
Yeah, go off as scheduled.
Little virus thing going on.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so mobilization. So we have several ways we do that. One of them is mission trips. One of them is the meal packing you talked about, and that's where we see the container outfitting fitting as well. into that picture. But the meal packing we've been doing since about 2006, and now in any given year we can pack with anywhere from 150 to 200 events from coast to coast. So literally, when we're filming this today, I was in Dallas doing an event yesterday, and then we'll be out in Los Angeles area doing an event this coming weekend. And in between, there's one in Colorado Springs. So really, we just love to engage the local church. We also do businesses as well, and schools. So, but churches is probably the most activity we get for meal packing. So.
Yeah, and like I said, with this event coming up at my church and being in a container, I've had a lot of people call me and say, "Hey, are you guys part of this?" And I tell them, and they're like, "Well, how many of these meals can you put in a container? How many meals can you put in a container, Ben?"
All right. Yeah. So in a non-retrofitted container for some other purpose, you can do 285,120.
Wow.
Which is basically 20 pallets about 8 foot tall or whatever on there.
And then these meals go all over the world, or?
Yeah, so really, like the church you're talking about, I think they're going to do Afghanistan and South Sudan, and so so really, it's partly what if the church has partners in place, then we'll help pack for those locations. We also get organizations that contact us looking for meals to meet a need, and so we'll try to meet opportunities there. And then our own programs we have in places like Haiti or Honduras has a certain amount of meals we look for every year.
Right. And I know you guys do quite a little bit in Central America, right?
Yeah. So Lifeline's in 9 countries. So anything from Winslow, Arizona to Haiti to most of Central America.
Wow.
All the way down into Ecuador. That's where we would have like staff on place, but then we've shipped the meals and even our heart behind the container outfitting anywhere across the globe, really.
Excellent. So, with you mentioned the virus, I'd heard something about it in and that's been what over the last 8 months.
Normally I don't have a neck gaiter on.
Exactly. That's why we're doing it right. On this way. Yeah. What kind of impacts has this caused your organization over the last 8 months, say?
Yeah. So, obviously when we talk about mobilization and engagement is one of our cornerstone ways to involve people, then in March, I think the weekend before COVID really started to shut things down, we hosted a Million Meal event, and I remember that Saturday of that event, there was like, the first case like hit that county, and the person was in the hospital, and you're just sitting there thinking, one person,
right.
And here we are today, with record numbers right now. Hopefully we'll start to go the other way. But so for the first, those first 3-4 months, it really brought activity to zero as far as meals being packed, people going on trips. This fall of 2020 here, we've seen a lot of increase in the meal packing because for some churches, this is their largest church gathering that they've been able to pull off. Now that's done in multiple shifts. So like when we pack here in Colorado in a few weeks, you're talking less than 70 people or whatever the county requirement is, or less than a certain percentage of the room, whatever because obviously we want to be, I want to say responsible citizens here and abide by those things. But, everyone's doing masks, and a lot of the churches are signing people up in their own groups. So people are comfortable. They're packing with people they're already around anyway.
Families and things like that.
Yeah. So we're not normal packing world. You would be just cramming 300 people in a room, and you get to meet new people. And, in this case, it's more, tables are further apart, people are wearing masks, but it's still that opportunity to come together. One church in California is doing it under a tent, so however we can be innovative and
sure.
and safe at the same time. But yeah, I think the church this weekend, I think that'll be their largest event they've had. Again, spread over several days, so it's not like one service.
Right.
But yeah, for them, so they're pretty excited about that. And so
I had somebody ask me today. I was telling them we've got quite a few projects going on, and somebody was asking me, "Why do you think right now you have more projects?" And I said, I think a lot of people have kind of been kind of stuck with internally with themselves, and they've just learned over the years that the best way to get outside of yourself is help somebody else. So it's just I don't know. I've
yeah,
just
yeah,
a lot more energy around it.
yeah. I hope some of that stays once the vaccine's out.
Sure,
That people remember that they can serve in those ways, and we all should go back to a movie hopefully,
sure.
or for people that like to vacation or whatever. I mean, we all need to return to those things, but hopefully maybe some of these things we've picked up along these last few months will
Sure.
stick with us.
I think we're all hoping that.
Yep.
So, what's you guys' biggest challenge right now moving forward?
uh, Probably, for us, we've taken the keep growing through the virus
Okay.
attitude,
All right.
which in some ways may be a little more stressful, but
Sure.
so we've launched new programs, new partnerships like with you guys to do container outfitting, and for like I mentioned earlier, we're getting ready to open a location in Lexington, Kentucky, which would be a regional location that people could come and pack meals anytime.
Okay.
Um, so doing those things in the middle of a pandemic, just feels like, what are we doing? But at the same time, it just
Yeah.
feels like, hey, this is
Right.
part of the plan we feel like God's calling us to do, and we just keep pressing forward, and
Being
we'll,
faithful.
yeah, we'll shut down as we need to shut down, but hopefully we can be open more than not. So
Sure. Excellent. So
yeah.
the how would people find out more about you guys?
So lifeline.org was the
Lifeline.org. Okay.
yeah, lifeline.org is our domain name, but that's probably the easiest way,
And
for
if
that.
somebody, if a business or a neighborhood or a civic organization wanted to do some kind of meal packing event, that they could figure out how to connect with you that way?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's lifeline.org/Denver, but hopefully I'm
Yeah,
leading people to the right spot. But if they're here in Colorado, we have a location down here in Parker, Colorado, that people can come and engage with Lifeline anytime. Obviously, we hope to be working with you guys on container events,
sure.
as far as outfitting events, and really, Ben at lifeline.org is my email for the simple version.
Okay.
So
Excellent, man. It's always good when you put your own email out there.
yeah, just email Ben, and then I'll just divert you to whomever really knows the answer. So,
Whoever knows the answer.
all
So
right.
you've been doing this a while, right? And I like to ask everybody this because one thing we have with Home to Living Hope, the people that follow us are a lot like the people that follow you. They're people that have a real sense of purpose. And the people that are trying to find a place to connect. And so I like to ask when I have somebody on here is that if you were to give yourself advice 10 years ago, you step back 10 years ago or whenever you got involved with Lifeline and you step back and you said, okay, Ben, here's what you need to know, what would that be
That's a
besides
great.
buy Apple?
Besides by Apple and whatever other tech stock. That's a great question. There's several ways my mind's going with that one. Um, I think we know it, but I think God's faithful and God provides. So I think and when we're doing Christian ministry work, just trusting in that, because I think we can often uh, get concerned with the plan or
Yeah, try to figure out the outcome.
yeah, and it's not, and again, it doesn't mean we don't count the costs and we don't make a plan, because God has given us the brains and the and friends and people that can help strategize. So, I mean, that's definitely still there, but I think, yeah, just having that faith to stretch in those ways.
Oh, that's good.
At the same time, not running too far ahead, count the costs. Actually, I think Lifeline has absorbed some things over the years that we didn't necessarily fully comprehend on how much really needed to happen to make that happen.
Awesome.
And so you can feel like you get ahead of yourself a little bit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a couple of things off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's really good. It's, yeah, just remembering that God's faithful. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's really good. Well, I appreciate it. Anything else people need to know about Lifeline?
Nah. Yeah, I mean, we try to engage anyone everywhere. We don't. Um, Obviously we are a Christian organization, but we try to involve all sorts of people coming in from whatever school or business background or whatever, and just love to give you opportunity to serve. And yeah, lifeline.org is where that's at. So yeah,
Awesome. Awesome.
lots
Well,
of
I've
lots of
really
more information on there we didn't even get into here. So
well, I've really enjoyed not only getting to know you, but getting to know people that are part of the organization, and it again just a great group of people that try to get outside themselves and have purpose. So thanks so much. Also, just so that everybody knows, on November 21st at 9 a.m. it's Saturday. On a Saturday morning, we're going to do a big tour. We call it Homes of Living Hope live, and we're going to do a big tour of our projects and different things like that. And so we'll have more about Lifeline on there also, and some of the things we're going to be doing with you guys. So I really appreciate you taking the time,
yeah,
Ben.
thank you, Bart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we'll look
awesome.
forward to seeing that in a few weeks.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you.
Yep.
Have a great day.
Thanks.